What is to happen on September 23, 2017? The Celestial Signs of Revelation chapter 12. A great sign appeared in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun, with the moon under her feet, and on her head a crown of 12 stars. She was pregnant and was crying out in birth pains. And another sign appeared in heaven. Behold, a great red dragon with 7 heads and 10 horns, and on his heads 7 diadems. His tail swept down 1/3 of the stars of heaven and cast them to the earth. Assuming that the signs in heaven refer to the ancient zodiac, the woman in the constellation Virgo, the Virgin, and the 12 stars in Leo, which include planets, can be named. The sun passes across her midsection, while the moon passes beneath her feet. The dragon refers to an ancient constellation which is today divided into Scorpio and Libra. Since these signs are situated in the middle of the book of Revelation and relate to its following context, it would be easy to suppose that the signs have yet to appear. A number of videos have appeared about these signs, which, some say, will be fulfilled on September 23, 2017, announcing certain end-time events. Should we heed their warnings? Some have imagined that the configuration of planets and stars described in the sign only occur once in 7,000 years. However, biblical scholars, including Ernest L. Martin and Michael S. Heiser, besides many astronomers, prefer another interpretation. These interpreters point out that all the details of the first sign described in Revelation 12 have already occurred. This precise celestial configuration happened on September 11th, 3 BCE, during a 20-minute interval at the birth of Jesus Christ at Bethlehem. After Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea, in the days of Herod the king, behold, wise men from the east came to Jerusalem, saying, Where is he who has been born King of the Jews? For we saw his star when it rose, and have come to worship him. September 11th, 3 BCE, was also the first of Tishri, the feasts of Rosh Hashanah and of Trumpets, the inauguration date of new kings of Israel. Thus, the book of Revelation recalls the sign of the birth of Jesus Christ, which it relates to a sign of end-time conflict between the Messiah of Israel and Satan, who seeks to destroy the nation. Therefore, if the second sign of Revelation 12 is to be fulfilled in some way on September 23, 2017, then we must wait and see, for the first sign was certainly fulfilled on September 11th, 3 BCE. The heavens declare the glory of God, and the sky above proclaims his handiwork.
More on the significance of a rapture happening in 2017. This correlates with the other videos I made on this subject. And this one's going to be expanding the 9/11 connection. Sometimes there are so many numbers of the day that counts to keep track of that it is easy to forget about them. One case in point was when someone recently helped in recalling a connection made from May 14, 1948 to September 11, 2001. Back in 2011, it had been briefly mentioned here on the website that it was curious how 120 days after May 14th comes September 11th in a calendar year. May 14th, 2017 to September 11, 2017 will be 153rd period of 120 days since the time Israel won the Temple Mount on June 7, 1967. For more on this, see the articles of chapter concerning the fish number. However, it was also interesting to consider this. If we begin with May 14, 1948 and count to September 11, 2001, the day of 9/11, the count comes to 19,478 days. That is like 1948 times 10. This seemed pretty amazing, but that is as far as conclusions were made in 2011. By being remembered of this day count being mirrored in the Gregorian year, it was then time to see if it could be replicated somewhere else. Naturally, the next significant period paired with 1948 was 1967, the Six-Day War. What then happens when 19,670 days are added to the Six-Day War events of 1967? Doing that will lead to a time still future. Under the 2017-2024 time frame of the hypothesized 70th week of Daniel, with the Day of Atonement as the final day of 2520, the midpoint calculates to May 2nd, 2021. On the Hebrew calendar for that year, it is IR 20, and the anniversary day the Israelites began their wander in the wilderness. In 1967, in almost the thematic parallel, Moshe, or Moses, Dayan surrendered back the Temple Mount to the WAQF on June 17, 1967. Out of fear, it was given back to avoid any further war. It was another attempt of land for peace. From June 17 to 1967, it is 19,678 days until May 2nd, 2021, IR 20. If May 2nd, 2021 is the day of the abomination of desolation, then Israel will once again be fleeing to the wilderness for 1,260 days. IR 20 is the anniversary day of the same with Moses and the Exodus generation. There is also some debate on whether the modern calendar places Passover too early in this year. Since Nisan 1 would be on March 14th and a week before spring officially begins, if the calendar was adjusted, May 2nd, 2021 would become Nisan 20 and the Feast of First Fruits. This may also be fitting, since the world will marvel after the one whose deadly wound has been healed, possibly fitting of a false resurrection and a bad copy of our Lord. Using the number of days from 1967 to 2021 is speculative, but it is interesting that another shattering event occurred just a day shy of the 19,480 days from May 14, 1948 to September 11, 2001. But this, combined with all of the other fits, seems to lead to some credibility to the time pointing to May 2nd, 2021. Just another aspect to consider. Thank you for listening.